Kicking it with me. I'm pretty sure we've all been in a relationship. You might have been a victim at times, females, and sometimes the males have been a victim. But when you have to find everything negative about me, that's enough for me. You know? Here is part 2. And the only reason that I say everything negative about me is simply because, okay, I do have flaws. Who doesn't? But what I also have are strengths. You're not talking about any of the good. You're talking about the bad. So what brought you to me? You know? It's like once they get you where they want, everything is just one-sided. They don't see, okay, she did this for X, Y, and Z. It's just, she's always doing X, Y, and Z. And that's where we clash in a relationship, is because communication is never there. You know, it's never there fully. You can tell what relationships talk and not argue, but talk. And what relationships are just useless. So, for example, I was speaking to someone. He was younger than me, but I was speaking to someone for about 6 months. And throughout the 6 months, everything was perfect for like the first 4. By month 5, y'all, it was like a complete chaotic zoo in there, okay? It was just like, okay, we're not even going to say good morning when we call each other. It's just going to be like, wow, so you really thought that was okay yesterday? Like, we never moved past what happened the day before. And that's why we did not last. Fast forward 2 years later, we tried it again. We both knew that the communication was what was just like, okay, enough is enough, I'm gone. You could love somebody to death too. I didn't love him, it was only 6 months. But you could love somebody to death too and still say enough is enough. Love is not always enough. But enough was enough because we didn't have communication. Cool, cool. So fast forward 2 years later, now we seen each other in the mall, I want to say. It was the mall. It was the mall. So we saw each other in the mall. I never changed my number. He like, how you been? I'm like, I'm good. You look good. How are you? And we exchanged numbers. And he calls me literally like 4 hours later. And was just like, I want to take you out to dinner tomorrow. Are you free? Guys, in the 6 months that we were together, he never took me on a date. Never. So I'm like, okay, maybe he's changed. We went to dinner. It was awesome. You got to realize, if a man wants you to see the good change side of him, he's going to automatically show that. So it was awesome. And then we went on another date about a week later. That was awesome. Then I decided to spice it up and I asked him on a date. Ladies, you have to take him out sometimes too. Do not just wait for him to always initiate the date, because you're going to be waiting forever sometimes, because just like they get tired of paying, like we get tired of them too. So it's not fair for them to just keep on pushing out and we just sitting back and taking it all in. You want a relationship, you want to go 50-50. You don't want to go 50-50, then you're not ready. It's 2021. Women started paying for stuff in 2016. Like, get with it, you know? They don't always have to go to the fanciest restaurant. If they know you love Chipotle and you come home and it's a spread with Chipotle all over it, they thought about you. What man nowadays put thought into feeding you? They just say, oh, you hungry, what you want? Not, you know what? She just worked 10 hours today. I'm about to surprise her when she get home. I know she's going to be tired, but this going to wake her up. And then, kicker right here, they don't even want sex after. Keep that man. That's what I did. I kept him because he did stuff just like that. But then you start to remember, as you are with them, what made you leave them in the first place. So you seen the good cover up the reality of the departure. And like I said, my communication wasn't there, his communication wasn't there. And that's what made us ultimately depart. And it would be little stuff like he wouldn't call me when he had to work late and he had my car. How I'm supposed to know that I ain't got no ride home because I pay my car note and you not out here with my car. So I'm just like, okay, you know, he working late, so he's busy. And then it was, oh, I go in my car, there's no gas. Why he didn't tell me it was no gas? So it's just like little stuff. You be like, why wouldn't you tell me? That's the issue. He never told me anything. And you start to replay things back. So instead of just looking at excuse-wise, making up excuses for him, you starting to remember why you left him. So now you automatically back into your savage mode or your old mindset, and you're not giving him the benefit of the doubt anymore because you see, okay, he covered up what he didn't want me to see, and now he's slowly starting to uncover it. You have to realize that warning sign before it is too late, because if you let it just keep on building up, you automatically putting yourself back in that exact same situation, and now it's your fault. So enough is enough for me when I don't feel like I'm appreciated anymore. My efforts of my change is not being noticed. Communication is no longer there. And I just feel like I'm wasting my time. I feel like I'm more of an opportunity to you and a benefit to have you around than I am to just be like you're excited to have me on your arm. You know? And I know some people are just like, I need a man. Well, sweetheart, that's because you don't want to be alone. And trust me, as a woman, I know you don't want to lay down in that bed every night by yourself. I got 2 kids. The last thing I want is to turn around and see a 4-year-old's foot on my face. Like, that's so crazy, you know? And it's times where I just be like, all right, I'm gonna just deal with it. But then I'm like, I'm gonna deal with it, and then I'm gonna have 3 kids. I'm not doing that. You know, and I think I kind of scare some in a way because I don't take no BS. None. You're not about to get over on me because I done did it all. From the jail cellman, to the streetsmen, to the churchmen, to the schoolmen, to the workmen. I done did them all. You're not going to play me because ultimately I'm going to see those signs, and instead of avoiding them because I want a man, I'm going to make sure that I put you in your place, respectfully. Some men think that's bomb. Some men just be like, I don't know who the fuck you think you talking to. But it's respect, you know? And for the people that do respect it, we have so much fun. We are completely amazing together. And one thing I do say is I no longer have relationships. I just have friendships. And then we go with the flow. If it develops into a relationship, it's very healthy. It is. And it actually lasts. But not long enough. So I had to learn to find me and appreciate me and tell me, okay, all right, so enough is enough. What's wrong with you? And that's why I said, when is enough for a man and enough for a woman? Because sooner or later, you have to ask yourself, what's wrong with you? Enough is enough. I'm tired of doing this roller coaster. What's wrong with me? And for the past 2.5 years, I have been single and happier than I have ever been. Why? Because I found myself. I've come out of my comfort zone. Guys, I am so timid. My friends will laugh in my face, but they understand what I'm saying because I am so timid. I am so shy. But now, it's just like a weight has lifted over me. As I did my evaluation of the new me, so to say, I didn't do New Year Who This or anything like that. 3 years ago, I just said, I'm gonna date myself. I'm gonna learn myself. I'm gonna make myself happy. And I'll have friends and entertain people along the way, but ultimately I want to be by myself. I've met amazing men since then. Amazing. But I know I'm not ready to be steady. So instead of putting my self-love on hold, I just let them know, you know, I'm just not ready for a relationship. And that's okay. I think that's why we fail sometimes, because we know we're not ready, but we don't want to say no. So I just say I'm not ready for a relationship. The ones that say, cool, you know, we could just chill out, we could vibe. Those are the ones that you're going to want to hang around for quite a bit. The ones that just be like, all right, well, you let me know when you're ready and go MIA. Those are the ones that only want sex. So you have to understand. I've been talking to some of the same people for a year, 2 years now. But I'm just not ready to say, okay, let's do this. Because I don't want to put myself in a situation where I find myself backsliding and then going back into my old habits. So I want to make sure I'm 100% new and improved before I get someone else into a rocky road. So that's my spiel on what enough is enough is. Hopefully some points came to you guys if you're in a relationship, to figure out what enough is enough for you guys, or say, okay, I'm doing this wrong. She did say that enough is enough for a man if I'm doing X, Y, and Z. So let me try to rechange. Let me try to revert that and see if we can improve as a couple. Or a man. Yeah, you're right. Enough is enough if I do X, Y, and Z. So let me just switch it up a little bit. And maybe y'all relationship will be tighter. I always say it's more efficient and it's more convenient for a relationship to be tight than toxic. You don't want a toxic relationship. You don't want a relationship where you don't know what type of mood y'all gonna be in the next day, especially if y'all live together. You want a relationship where you can smile and be friends. Be friends first. If you cannot be your friend first, then you are not in a successful relationship. If you have to always be sexy, and men, if you always have to have money around, y'all not in a real relationship. Y'all in a friends with benefits ship. Like, it is what it is. So I just want y'all to know that there is hope. And for all y'all single ones out there, like, we're gonna get there. Just make sure that you keep on smiling every morning, smiling every night, telling yourself you got this, and keep it pushing. But don't dismiss love if it comes your way. You can love somebody to death. You just don't want to hurt them, so you're not ready to be with them. And that's completely normal and completely fine. But don't dismiss them, because if you lose them, it's no guarantee that they're coming back. Just know, when we've had enough, that's when it gets real. Enough is enough. So, until next time, hope you enjoyed.